my wife has, like, over the course of our marriage, has, I guess, grown more skeptical of, I guess, societal norms, I'll say. And it started off, or it has started off with pretty normal stuff that's like more accepted.
Give me an example.
Like kind of like homeschooling. You know, like I believe in homeschooling is not bad at all, and she's skeptical about like vaccines. That the schedule particularly was at first, but you know now it's grown into all vaccines. And then she's talking about recently has talked about like not paying taxes, and now she doesn't want to get the birth certificate or social security number for our newborn.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
She's down the rabbit hole. She spent a lot of time on social media?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a dangerous trajectory for you, your wife, and especially those sweet kids.
Yeah, that's what I believe. And I've tried to bring it up before and talk to her about it, but I get kind of flustered, and I think the arguments usually, or the conversations usually devolve into an argument.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how to better approach it so that we can kind of come to a resolution and move forward in like a safe manner.
Man, that's such a great question. And unfortunately, millions and millions of people are struggling with the same thing.
Yeah.
Because we've entered into the strangest information environment, I think, in human history. The things you're talking about are so insane, like on so many levels. And I absolutely understand when you have a baby. Is this your first one, second one, third one? What baby is this?
This is our second.
Okay. I remember how scared I was not knowing how to have two kids in the house.
Uh-huh.
And in our house, I don't know about yours, but our house there'd been a bunch of loss too, a bunch of miscarriages, a bunch of hospital visits, and so it was heightened. I was just a scared guy.
Yeah.
And I will never underestimate the privilege I had of working at university systems with, like, I didn't have social media, A, and B, it would never occur to me to go to some weird influencer who's trying to sell me supplements, like the ground up dirt from like some volcano somewhere as an antidote to whatever. I just simply I could go down the hall and ask a cancer biologist or a epidemiologist, or I could go down the hall and ask somebody who works, on the measles vaccine or whatever. And I know that that's an insane privilege that very few people have. So I want to honor the fact that your wife is scared and she wants to be a good mom, and that we live in a world now where that fear is channeled through algorithms simply designed for one thing: to keep you glued to them. And the easiest way to keep you glued to something is to scream, you're going to hurt or kill your child.
Yeah.
Right? And then the powerlessness you feel that you watch. And let's be honest, this isn't just about that. You're losing your wife in other places too, fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about that.
I mean, we're not very intimate, I think, anymore. And
tell me about that.
I mean, it's been a couple years now. I think that it's degraded, and we don't. I mean, we don't have intercourse. We don't hug. We don't kiss all that much, except for when we were trying to make a baby, essentially.
Sure.
And then, we can't really have a lot of conversations in terms of, what I would consider normal conversations like finances and just everyday life, really.
All right. That's what I want to put on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll challenge you the same way I challenged a previous caller. Are you a person who is safe to have scary conversations with? Meaning, when somebody picks up their phone and 100 people tell them that the measles vaccine is going to kill their kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring it to you. Is your instant response is, that's so stupid, we're not doing that? Or, you know what, measles vaccine is... How that became contentious, I will never understand.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. But let's take that one off the table. Let's say the Social Security number. I don't want a birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like, hey, I'm starting to question whether we should have these government documents. Are you somebody that's like, that's so stupid? Or are you somebody who goes, hey, I got us a babysitter. I want us to go out. Tell me about it.
I would say for the most part, I am the latter, but when she brought up the birth certificate and taxes before and Social Security number, I was really taken aback, and I was kind of confused, and I kind of just answered as very bluntly, like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, and that's the right answer, by the way. Don't hear me say like you need to gently go into that one, like, right?
Yeah.
Because here's what you're facing. You're facing a potential lethal decision for your children. Your wife is now asking, should we start committing crimes?
Mm-hmm.
Your wife is starting to ask, should we pretend, and it's all pretend, should we pretend that we're hiding, right? And what that tells me is you have a wife who's struggling deeply with fear and with anxiety.
Yeah.
Or let me put it this way. My guess is she is very, very lonely right now. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. And so I want to enter into that conversation with deep compassion.
Okay.
The worst thing for a schizophrenic is to find out someone actually is following them around, right? What's that? Just because you're paranoid that someone's following you doesn't mean they're not, right?
Yeah.
And what you don't want to do is become yet another, like, there's research that says, like, if somebody's super conservative or super liberal and you hand them clear documented evidence about how their position on a particular issue is categorically, factually incorrect, it actually drives them further into their position, which is so bizarre and strange.
Yeah, I think I tried to. I think I made that mistake because I tried to say, like, the state, the midwife filled out the birth record. The state already has the record, the birth certificates for us, for our legal protection, and I think that
it's for your babies. Like, I had to take my birth certificate that I still have from Texas Women's Hospital. I still have it in a safe that's inside another safe. It's that important of a document. I just used it last week, right? And all I have to say is this. Those things are proxies to what's really going on, which is your wife is terrifyingly alone, terrifyingly scared.
Okay.
And she is looking for things that she can control.
Okay.
And so my plea to you is to enter into not trying to solve each one of those issues because you're actually going to drive her away.
Okay.
It's heading into the issue that is, I feel like I'm losing my best friend in the world. I'm losing my wife. And I'm scared.
Yeah.
For you. How can I love you right now? Well, you would love me by being on my side that we don't. We're not going to talk about that right now. Are you okay? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
I miss you. And when you go into that conversation using I words, on the whole, those are invitations.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit down and say, we're never having sex, we haven't had sex in years, you're not doing this, then you become yet another one of those vaccine peddling, government supporting Looney Tunes that her entire feed is telling her is trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So play this out for me. You sit down at the table with her, and I like breakfast just because the sun is out and people have slept sometimes. You sit down and you say, will you hold my hands? What? Will you hold my hands, please? I just need to say something. And you said, I love you. And I miss you. And I'm worried about you. And I'm worried about us. What would her response to that be? Just play it out. And it might be a super negative response, but play that out.
Yeah, I think her initial response would be laughing, and very skeptical of like the genuineness of me trying to be intimate with her.
Okay, so here's the only thing you can control when she starts laughing is your emotional reactivity.
Okay.
Could you stay present then?
Yeah.
To where she felt the weight, not the weight of, this is a big, heavy conversation, but the weight of this guy that I've created 2 kids with, this guy that is my husband, is rooted.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have any other women in her life that you could reach out to and say, I'm worried about my wife?
She's very close to her sisters and mom.
Okay. Are they in the same little tribe where they just send each other crazier and crazier Facebook messages?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the mom is, I think, more reasonable, and yeah.
Okay. I am here today because my wife reached out to a couple of my guy friends.
Okay.
And they told me things that my wife had been telling me, but I couldn't hear it from her at the time because I wasn't well.
Okay.
And I will tell you, initially, I was like, "Did you called so and so?" Yeah, because I'm worried about you.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, that tether kept me hanging on.
Yeah.
But this isn't. So let me back all the way out. Yes, your child 100% needs a birth certificate. He or she already has one for whatever it's worth. Mm-hmm. The fact that y'all don't want to get a copy and your wife thinks she is avoiding something is madness.
Yeah.
Did y'all have that kid at home?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Was there a midwife there that went and registered?
Yeah.
Okay. Ta-da.
Yeah. I tried to have the logical.
I know. This isn't a logic issue. This is a fight or flight. This is a trauma response.
Yeah.
Trauma is probably not the right word. This is a terrified mother response.
Okay.
And so it's getting to that level. So when I was a scared, anxious wreck, when my wife would say, "Hey, we have to pay bills every month," or "We look at our bills, we are fine financially, we're okay," then my body registered that as, "Oh, she's one of them." When my buddy showed up and I didn't know she had called him and he said, "Hey, you need to go talk to somebody, dude. You're not okay." That was the very first time that it registered with me that maybe, just maybe, it's me. Maybe it's me. And that turned the car I was driving off a cliff 1 degree. And that started a complete total arc that here I am and my car is completely going a different direction now, this many years later. But yes, your kid needs a birth certificate. They have one of some shape, form, or fashion. Unless you are in the deep Appalachian Mountains and y'all had a baby and your cousin delivered it and nobody, right? And if there was no prenatal care and there was no fill in the blank, I would be stunned if when the midwife registered that there's not a social security number somewhere. I actually don't know the mechanics of that all the way down. Your kid needs a polio vaccine and your kid needs a measles vaccine. And if you don't want to listen to the show anymore because I said that, because I'm a part of it, fine. Go talk to somebody's great-grandparents who lived through polio. Talk to parents who have buried their children from measles, right? And I also get do we need Hep B the day they're born? I get all of those questions. All the questions are good. But this is a scared mom. Let's start there. And then it might be on you to invite couples over, to invite people over to the house, to begin building a world where she's got other people she could reach out to and text and maybe get a human interaction. Maybe you say, "Hey, at nighttime, I want us to start putting our phones away. Would you join me in that? I'm going to turn my phone off when I walk in the door. A way you could love me would be to turn your phone off." Little things like that will slowly turn this tide. But you're right to be scared for your kids, both now and in the future. but also going to war with your wife is tough. There will come a moment when you might have to file the paperwork and deal with the blowback, but let's start with connection first. Thank you so much for the call, man. Man, you are like millions of husbands and wives whose partners are just scared to death and trying to grasp any straw they can. And there's a return to a rootedness that we all need, especially in our marriages.